unlocking your unlimited potential is the ability to pivot on demand to continue moving forward. Every step in the right direction is a step, no matter if it's a baby step or not. Keep moving forward.
Well, most of us will go through life never tapping into those gifts and talents that lie dormant within. So helping that youngster to find what's there, as opposed to envying and being jealous of all the other people who have accomplished their own goals. You got your own stuff within you. You just got to tap into it.
Consistent creation comes confidence and confidence. We think we know our students' potential. We don't. We think we know our own potential. We don't. We only reach our limits when we stop trying. So keep trying.
Allowing others to see in them what you see in them. Helping them to see in them what you see, and to, you know, helping them believe in the greatness that they are, that you see and experience every day.
Giving somebody a chance and being there to support them through it.
It means your potential is unlimited. I mean, focus on that. It is an infinite process. It's an infinite progress. You're constantly taking steps to improve. Don't ever chase got it. Don't ever chase that moment. Don't ever chase it, whatever that is, unless it is constant progress. So focus on the unlimited portion of this. That you don't chase somebody else. Don't chase an arbitrary moment in time, a momentary accomplishment, a certificate, a label, a title. Just keep getting better every day.
If we're doing that work, or somebody else is doing that work on us, and at this point, I think the children does that work on each one of the staff and each one of the people that get involved in Casa Hogar, they get unlocked their potential by the children. So once you get involved with children, working with children is not what you do with them, it's how the children impact in your life to unlock that unlimited potential that you have, and then they're going to see the benefit from it.
Unlocking unlimited potential means empowering others to take the risks they need to become exactly who they can be.
Help that kid find what they're truly passionate about and what keeps them up at night working, and what wakes them up early, and what gives them that sense of wow. And I want them to find what they're good at, to really identify their strengths. You know, that's the thing, because of school and because of the model that we use for school, where we're really focused a lot on weaknesses and trying to level up those weaknesses. For me, brother, I just want that kid to identify what they're passionate about and what their strength is. And then getting clear about how we can help that kid use that potential and use that strength to go out into the world and make a difference in the lives of other people.
And at this
What's up, everybody? Little technical glitch there at the end because I was so jazzed up. I was so fired up from that video. Man, season 3. I can't believe I've had some of those amazing people, amazing conversations. Just love watching back through it all. And I know you've been on here a few times too, Darrin. You've been in many of those pre-videos as well. Yeah. So welcome to the Unlocking Unlimited Potential Stories show. Thank you for kicking off season number 3 here with me today. I'm excited to have you, and I'm pumped to have you. We have an awesome conversation planned today. So Darrin, how you doing over there?
Buddy, I'm doing great, man. It's an interesting day here in Nebraska. And before I tell that story, I got to say this. You know, number one, I'm so fired up from that video. And number two, you are firing up season number 3. So turn around and turn on that light, dude. Let's get this thing lit.
I gotta light it. I do have to light it, but I couldn't find the plug. I'm not gonna lie. I have a massive pile of plugs underneath of me, and I cannot find the plug for that.
We'll just say that it is lit in spirit. That's what it is. So yeah, just real quick, I guess for people who are joining us right now, Brandon and I were gonna go live 20 minutes ago, and the tornado siren went off right before we were gonna go live, and that's my first experience with that here in the Midwest. And turns out the tornado warning is not for our county, but the storm sounds like the storm's heading our way here in about 45 minutes, but we should be able to get this episode in, and then I can go, I guess, hang out in my basement. I guess that's what you do. I don't know. So.
I think that is
doing great.
That
man.
is
Doing
what
great.
you do. And I'm hoping everything is well, and we're excited that we still made it. But the point is, we still made it. Season 3 kickoff still happened. That's what I'm most proud about. So, Darrin, I know a lot of our listeners may know you or have heard of you, but we do have new listeners always stopping in. And, I want to do myself my favor of giving you a proper introduction. I know we've been connected for, some while now, but you're an author of the book Road to Awesome. You are also now recently, not too recently, several months ago, a year ago, pretty new but awesome organization. Road to Awesome Publishing was born. That's a story in itself. You're a results coach. You're a results coach with Unlocking Unlimited Potential on the Road to Awesome. Yes, I know I also hear Unlocking Unlimited Potential in there because that is something that we have teamed up on. And so it's been an awesome time getting to know you through that process and work with you through that process. And I'm excited for people to hear about all that great work that's been happening as well, too. You're a retired principal. You're a teacher, past teacher. You're a retired superintendent at the moment. You are just out there on the speaking game. You are in a lot of schools right now sharing that message, that vision, and doing all that great stuff. Jostens Renaissance Hall of Famer. I mean, the list goes on, but I appreciate you joining us here. You're a rock star is basically what I'm saying in a nutshell.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate that. I do want to correct one thing. I am not retired. I'm just repurposed. I never filed any retirement paperwork. Just after 26 years in public education, man, it was time to jump to the next opportunity. And by opportunity, I mean an opportunity to continue to cultivate leaders, to continue to help people grow, continue to help people get better, and just to continue to spread positivity, man. It's something we need more right now than we probably ever have. And I just, through a lot of the things that you just mentioned, the work back in the classroom, as a principal, as a coach, as a superintendent, the incredible support and opportunity through Codebreaker to have Road to Awesome published, and then also their early supports with launching RTA as a publishing company. It's I'm just repurposed right now, man, and I'm fired up. I really truly am. And I'll be honest with you, you said it too. That work that we're doing together, I know we're going to talk about it in a few minutes, but that work that we're doing together with UUP on the RTA is genuinely important work, and it's great to be able to partner up and impact some other people around the country.
Yeah, I couldn't think of a better person to kick off season 3. We've been doing such awesome work with amazing people and people that are just out there because they're out there doing the service, doing the work that, is a really difficult, job that we really have come to light in the last couple of years of what are educators really made of? What are they actually able to endure? And the things that they've been able to endure in the past years through this pandemic have been just things that many of us thought we never could have done so long ago. And here we all are now in a further place along than we've ever been, and people having opportunities upon opportunities in the whole world of virtual events and, speaking platforms and podcasts and all of these amazing opportunities that are out there for people to do writing, blogging, all of those great things. It's just been so amazing to work with people who are interested in doing that work that will continue to serve the schools, the students. And so, when we talked about this, I was like, let's do this about a topic that's really close to us. Let's talk about how educators are really in that time and how we've experienced in the past a real shift in our work, but also we've really experienced a shift in a lot of the people we've even met throughout these past years. I didn't know you before the pandemic. And now here we are, right. We've met, I talk to you regularly on the phone. I consider you, a coach. I consider you someone for me as well that I can go to and lean on and have that accountability of keeping ourselves going. So let's stop talking about our bromance for a minute and let's just kind of turn it back. But let me just say, so we're talking about a lot of educators out there with big, big goals. And sometimes a lot of times educators, or just anybody in general, when we have big goals, a lot of times we get in our own way and we get scared and we say to ourselves, you know what, I'll start that when this happens. I'll do this later on when this changes for me. So talk a little bit about goal setting and some of the work you've been doing and some of the experiences that you've seen in your line.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, educators in general are an incredibly resilient bunch. And you mentioned that maybe we didn't know or think that what has happened over the last year and a half was possible, or that educators would rise up in the way that they have. But educators are super resilient people. But one of the struggles that comes with that is we have a tendency to put ourselves second. We want to dig in and support kids. And, as school leaders or district leaders, we want to dig in and help our teachers help our kids. And as a result, oftentimes we put our own needs second or third or even fourth, where, like you said, I'll get to this when, but when never comes unless we're really intentional about it, unless we really take a step back and get up on the balcony and kind of put together, what does that plan look like? And the most important piece of this is where you and I, as result coaches, come in, is who's that person, that third point perspective. I know you hear me talk about third point perspective all the time. That third point perspective is that person who's going to help hold you accountable to whatever that plan is that you put together. And so the work that you and I are doing together, the work that I'm doing, under RTA with some schools and some districts around the country, is really about getting that real crystal clear. Here's that ideal set in my head. This is where I want to be. This is who I want to be. And here are the steps I'm going to take to get there. And then you and I help them just break it into small, digestible chunks. This week, let's do this one thing. Or this month, let's do these two things. And we're just going to check in. We're going to drop that text message, hey, Brandon, how's this going today? Hey, I was thinking about you, just wondering how it's going. And you and I both know when you have a goal, when you have a desire, when you have something that you want to accomplish, when there's somebody who you have publicly or even privately stated it to them, here's something I'm going to do, there's some accountability there that doesn't exist when it's just something in our own head. A quick aside or a quick example. About 8 weeks ago, I took a step from being a guy who would see other people posting images of themselves running a 5K, completing one of those types of events or being a runner. And I wanted to make that shift from I'm somebody who'd love to be a runner to I'm a runner. And honestly, yesterday I completed my first 5K. In that 8 weeks, there was a very clear plan. There was some accountability to it. I continued to work, continued to get it done. And man, when you accomplish something, no matter what the goal is, I mean, running a 5K is not a huge deal, but well, I guess at age 52, maybe it is. I don't know. But nonetheless, when you accomplish that goal, it does something to you, and it releases these endorphins, and it makes you now want to accomplish the next goal. And so that's what you and I do, is we help people get to the point where those endorphins are going to get released. Hey, you accomplished that goal. There's a celebration. Okay, cool. What's next? How do I continue to grow? How do I continue to get better? How do I continue to whatever it is? You mentioned like a dozen different things. Whatever it is, how do you get there?
Yeah, and when you actually have the opportunity because you set out for that goal to be accomplished, you put some energy and effort and attention behind it, that was consistent, that's the start of something big. That's the start of more goals. And one thing you didn't mention, and I know we talk about this a lot, and I know both of our books actually talk about it, is, there is that whole idea. I mean, everybody talks about the why, understanding the why. Why am I here? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I an educator? Why am I a principal? Why am I a superintendent? Our whys are always deeply rooted. And a lot of the people who are at this point that are setting goals, there's a lot of times we have a lot of people that come to us that have a lot of different goals because they already know their why and they already know what their why is. So we're not really talking about that coming from that why perspective of why am I doing what I'm doing. We want to talk about, on top of that, is why are your goals so important for you? What is it that is inside of you that is attached to that goal that's going to keep your fire burning, that's going to keep your purpose attached? Because if your purpose is attached to your goals, I know we talk about this a lot. If your purpose is attached to your goals, then there's no excuses. There's absolutely no excuses because you're guaranteed to accomplish it because you've basically went through an exercise talking about, like, who will I be when this happens? Well, who will I be if this doesn't happen? And those questions are really important to consider because, at this point, we think that a lot of the people we are speaking to, and a lot of them, sometimes they get detached from their why. But we have to start with that foundation of that why first. You have that why, that why. Now that why needs to be attached to your goals. And that's going to bring happiness to your career. That's going to be happiness to you waking up every morning for those kids, for those adults, for that team of staff, for that staffalty that's in front of you. And so we talk a lot about that and keeping that why attached to your goals and really thinking through that. And that's so important when we talk about keeping goals. And I love that you say that. You talk about goals for yourself. And I know when you started this publishing organization, the Publishing Road to Awesome, you had always talked back and forth to me and tell me about, like, how you were really going to plan to do something, something live, a go live, a launch, an event, a conference, and obviously because of the situation we're in, that in-person event isn't available as easily right now. So I would love for you to talk a little bit about what you got coming up, because when we're talking about goals, people, and we're talking about crushing goals, it's always important to find people that you're connected to, that you can be connected to, that have similar goals, similar dreams, but also different dreams and can push you in the right direction. Let's talk a little bit about it, man. I'm going to put up here. Let's see. I got a little something coming up here. All right, go ahead. You said it. I'm going to pull it up while you're talking. Let us go.
Yeah. So that's definitely been something that I've had a lot of desire to do. The work that I've been able to do through Road to Awesome for the last 3 years, and obviously the last year it's accelerated considerably, has been about lifting educator voices, has been about spreading positivity. And one of the things I really have been wanting to do, there goes the tornado siren again, had been to have a live event. And so we announced it this last Sunday that Road to Awesome will be hosting a live event on Thursday, December 30th, from 1 to 5 Eastern, 10 to 2 for our friends on the West Coast, the Pep Rally, Leaning into Leadership. And so this 4-hour event it's live. We'll be live on our Facebook page. We'll be live on YouTube, and we'll be live on Twitter. And during this free event, we will have just some absolute rock star educators that will be around to share information, share some tips as we go into 2022, spread some positivity, help build more connections within the Road to Awesome network, and just honestly have a little bit of fun. I think we've got a lineup of about 25 or 30 people that are involved. And, we've got some cool swag that we'll be giving away. You got to have some door prizes, right? So being able to have that event and be able to bring a network of educators from all over the country. Actually, I mean, it's all across North America, because we do have some people involved, that are north of us, north of the Canadian border. So just being able to bring everybody together to celebrate the success of 2021 for Road to Awesome, and then also to just to help set everybody up for hitting the ground with a positive mindset as we launch into 2022. And we released the announcement video on Sunday. Tremendous amount of feedback already. People who have registered. If you go to roadtoawesome.net, right there on that page, immediately it's going to give you the opportunity to sign up right there. Again, it's a free event. It's not something you have to get on Zoom, so it's not a Zoom meeting. We'll be using actually the same platform that you and I are using right now through StreamYard. So again, we'll be on the Road to Awesome Facebook page, the Twitter feed, and then also on our YouTube page, which is Darrin Peppard. So same as what you see right here.
Darrin, I hear that horn. Are you going to be all right in the background? I think
we probably have to wrap it up fairly soon. Yeah,
you wrap it up. I can always go on. No worries. But I think we're talking a little bit about the RTA event. That's going to be an awesome event. I'm excited. I'm actually planning to be a part of it. I'm excited to talk about our very favorite thing that we've been talking about a lot already, the UUP on the RTA results coaching, unlocking unlimited potential on the road to awesome. That has been such an awesome experience. We talk about whenever we're doing this show, we always talk about, being the best educator that you can be, being able to unlock unlimited potential in others, and being able to plan for a road ahead that will lead to success. Talk a little bit about the connection of these two ideas and how we've really brought together a platform and had the opportunity to work with some amazing people across North America, and what that's been like for you, and what have you noticed along the way as some noticings and inspiration?
I think what's been amazing is, when people have the opportunity to get a little bit of support, and again, that's that third point perspective coming from you, coming from me, the leaps and bounds that they have made, it's in its own unique way, it fills my cup to watch them have the success that they're having. Whether that's somebody who really wants to make their way into the space similar to where I am and the space similar to where you are, and wants to do that through launching a podcast, or wants to do that through writing a book. Maybe that's just somebody who's taken another step in their career, and they just need some support and some, that third point feedback on the work that they're doing. Because, certainly we get in those situations, maybe as a school administrator, where, like you talked earlier, you get so stuck in the minutia of your day, and everything gets in the way of you accomplishing the goals you want. But having you or having me, or both of us at times, being able to come together on camera, have the conversation, talk about, what are the things that they've shared with us for their successes, their challenges, their struggles, and what progress have we made since the last time that we talked. I just think it's very empowering for the person who's receiving the coaching. I know myself, you mentioned that, I kind of serve as a quasi coach for you. You do the same thing for me. And then, of course, I have another coach that is helping me in the business space. But even going back to as a school leader, as a high school principal, I had a coach, and having that person who could just give me a little bit of feedback, somebody I could bounce a question off of that's not, my evaluator, my supervisor. It's so valuable to be able to just work things through and to be able to slow down and think. And that's what we're seeing from the people you and I are working with. We've even, I know there's one in particular, you and I have at a couple of times have had to say, okay, slow down. Let's take a step back and remember where you were, where you are. Let's talk about the successes that are happening. Because as educators, we're our own worst enemy. We could have 100 things go right and one thing go wrong on a given day. We're going to focus on the thing that didn't go right. So I think that's the work the work of a coach. That's the support of a coach. And honestly, that's the value of a coach, is somebody who can help you sort it out, stay focused, and move forward towards your goals, and for gosh sake, celebrate your goals. When you get there, celebrate it. We don't do that very well sometimes.
Yeah, no, we absolutely do not do that enough. And, it's interesting that you say, and, your experiences, and so many people on so many different wavelengths that we're working with, in terms of, some of them are writing books. Some of them are working on branding. Some of them are building speaking careers. Some of them are transitioning from one part of their career to another, or some of them just need some educator support. Whatever it is that they're doing, it all comes back to setting those SMART goals. And I know you got a little twist on that, so why don't I let you roll with that?
Yeah. So yeah, specific, measurable, achievable is the typical A. Realistic and time bound. But I have kicked the A in a little bit different direction. So now, instead of being achievable, they're just awesome. It should be specific, measurable, and an awesome goal. And then of course realistic and time bound. So helping to put a goal together that can hit all 5 of those categories, that's really going to be a difference maker for people. But yeah, make it an awesome goal.
And if something is achievable,
there's the horn
it be
again, dude.
awesome?
I should probably wrap. Yes, it should
No
be.
worries.
It should be.
Listen,
Yeah.
Darrin, I appreciate you. I'm going to wrap it up here. You got the horn again.
Okay.
I hope you guys are okay. Thank you, Darrin, for joining us. Have a great day. I appreciate you for joining as well.
You bet.
Through all the
Take care, man.
nonsense.
Talk soon.
Appreciate it. Take care. All right. So you just got me for the last bit. This isn't something that I've had a chance to do in a while, but here I am. And I want to finish off this show, because on this show, something that we always do is we dedicate an episode to somebody who's out there unlocking unlimited potential in all whom they serve. So we're going to talk about this guy right here. Keep an eye out for this guy right here. His name is Kip Shubert. He, my friends, he is going to be exploding in 2022. He just kicked off with a new podcast called The Secret Sauce with Kip Shubert, and it is definitely something worth checking out. Kip has an amazing story, and his story comes from a story of recovering from what many call rock bottom, and to find himself back in a classroom coaching on a soccer field, and a person who has just really turned his life around. It's an amazing story. I can't wait for more people to hear it. I can't wait for you to check out his podcast. He just released his 2nd episode. His 1st episode was incredible, and that tells you a lot of his story that I'm talking to you all about right now. I highly recommend you get out there and check him out. He is an awesome educator, currently residing in Colorado. Congratulations to this guy. He is definitely out there. Big things coming from him, and big things have already came. Secret Sauce EDU. You can follow him, check him out as well. And in addition to that, just to recap a little bit, when it comes to goals, there's a lot of different ways that you can do your planning towards them. But it's important to understand, start with the category that your goals are in. Are they personal? Are they professional? Are they financial? Are they related to your business, etc.? Are they included in your relationship? Wherever they are, you're going to have goals for all those different buckets. Choose one of those buckets. Focus in one of those places right now. And spend some time, maybe tonight or maybe tomorrow, or when you have 15 to 20 minutes, and just start writing down the story behind one of those areas for you. And as you start to write that story, what has it been like for you? What has the past been like? What has the present been like? And then talking about what you want the future to be like. That's a little exercise you can try. That's an important way you can do that. And you can also do something like that every single day, because when we build habits, we build opportunities for goals to be accomplished. And that's really important, because in order for us to have goals that we want to be accomplished, we need habits things that are structured in our lives so that we can make sure that we have consistent success. So just like Pep was saying, we can celebrate those small successes. In addition to that, one more thing, connections. Make those connections. Connect with people. Reach out to people. Talk to them about your experience, your story. Share stories, because inside of each other's stories, you will find similarities, and you may find people that you can hold yourself accountable with. And then finally, the third piece, planning. Do not forget to plan. I just watched King Richard the other day. I'm not sure if any of you have seen that, the story of King Richard, Serena and Venus Williams' father. It's an amazing movie. I highly recommend it. But he always says in that movie that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Let me say that again. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's a tricky one to think about, because if you are planning and if you are constantly finding opportunities to plan for your goals to be accomplished, then you will be set up for more success. Take that time. Maybe it's Sunday night. Take that 15 minutes. Take that power hour. Write down things you want to do for the week. Focus on that schedule, what's going to happen. Focus on those small goals along the way and achieve them. And when you achieve them, celebrate them, enjoy them, and be ready for more. Because when you do that, you're starting the road towards your success, your unlimited success, most importantly. So I want to make sure that you all had the opportunity. Darrin and I were going to go talk further into that. We were going to get to that point, but I'm so excited he was able to make it for the time he was. Once again, you heard about this awesome event that he has going on. Head on over to roadtoawesome.net to find out about our Unlocking Unlimited Potential coaching. Also, you can find out about his Lean into Leadership event that's happening on December 30th. We hope that you'll join us. It's going to be an awesome event. Some amazing people are presenting. More to follow on that as well, so check that out. And finally, last but certainly not least, please remember that inside of you is an unlimited potential. And in order for you to continue to unlock unlimited potential in others, the journey starts with you. Continue to educate with passion, everybody. Have an awesome day, all. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Darrin, for joining. Take care.